Hi, this is Brett from SRmoto, and I wanted to do a quick project bike update video for our Honda CRF250L dual sport bike. This particular bike is a 2015 model that we did buy new a couple years ago. I'll just mention right up front that all the parts that I talk about in this video are going to fit pretty much any of the CRF250Ls, the first gen or the second gen. There's a couple little variations here and there, but we do carry parts for both bikes, and in most cases they'll also fit the CRF250L Rally. So kind of keep that in mind as I go around the bike and talk about all the little things we've done to it. Just let me mention real quick our website. Our online store is at soloracer.com. And if you go there and navigate to the CRF250L parts section, you'll find all the parts I talk about in this video. I'll also put some links down in the video description. I'll link over to the online store, and then I'll also link over to the project bike page for this particular bike, where it lists out all the different parts that we've installed on it, so you can kind of get a list of everything there. Let me start with the engine and performance mods that we've done. On this bike, we've done an FMF Q4 exhaust, so it's basically our FMF Q4 performance package, and with that we've done the FMF Q4 muffler, and then the FMF Mega Bomb header pipe, and there's also a Power Bomb header pipe available as well if you want that. We just chose to do the Mega Bomb on this bike. Now this is a first generation CRF250L, so FMF does have slightly different exhaust for this generation, and then we also have the ones for the second generation, which just a few small differences since Honda made some changes on the 2017 and up models, so the exhausts are slightly different, but we do carry them for both generations. So that's the exhaust. And then as part of that package, we've also done an EJK fuel injection controller, which is the EFI controller, which you pretty much have to do if you're going to swap out the exhaust. It's going to make the bike run a lot better, and it's going to allow you to take advantage of that full exhaust system. So that's the EJK EFI controller. We've also done an Canon air filter as well that replaces the stock paper air filter. And then we also did a 13-tooth front sprocket on the bike, which is a very common performance modification. It'll improve the acceleration of the bike, give you a little quicker acceleration. You'll lose a little top end speed, but on this bike most people will give that up to give a little bit better acceleration, especially going up hills and stuff like that. So that's pretty much all we've done, performance-wise. Just doing those couple things really does wake the bike up. You'll drop a little bit of weight. The FMF exhaust is probably 6-7 pounds lighter than the stock exhaust. Obviously, it's going to sound a lot better. But these bikes are really corked up from the factory, so doing those few performance mods, you'll be kind of amazed at how much more performance you'll get out of the bike. I'll move on to the lighting and electrical changes we've done, specifically the tail light, turn signals, headlight, stuff like that. In the rear, we've done our DRC Edge 2 taillight kit, which is a replacement taillight and fender eliminator, so it'll get rid of that big ugly plastic piece that hangs off the bike. Really cleans up the back end of the bike. So it's a LED brake light and running light, and then it has a license plate bracket as well. Now that's the standard DRC Edge 2 taillight. We've also installed inside the taillight another part that we sell. It's a 12 O'Clock Labs LED upgrade board. It's basically a replacement LED board for the taillight, and it has a couple additional features that the DRC taillight doesn't have. It's got, I'll show you here, safety brake pulsing built in. So when you hit your brakes, it'll pulse the brake light a few times. So it's kind of a nice safety feature. Can turn that off if you want. The LEDs on this upgraded LED board are a lot brighter than the DRC board, so you kind of can see it a lot better on the road, I think. Has the built-in license plate light. The DRC taillight has that as well, but they both have a built-in license plate light on the bottom. Now this taillight also has the ability to flash turn signals. This LED board has the ability to flash turn signals within the taillight if you want. We do not have that feature enabled because we've bolted up a set of DRC 601 LED turn signals to the side of the taillight. But if you don't want external LED turn signals, you can just use this as a taillight, brake light, and it'll have turn signals built into it, which is a lot better for off-road riding. You don't have stuff sticking out that can get, turn signals sticking out that can get broke off if you drop the bike. We ride this bike quite a bit on the street, so that's why I wanted to have the external LEDs bolted up to the side of it. And we've got those installed in the front as well, bolt up to the side of the headlight. So those are DRC 601 turn signals. There's also another type that we carry, the DRC 602, which is just a slightly different turn signal design. If you're doing more off-road riding, I'd probably go with that 602. They have a little bit of a flexible mount to them. These 601s are more of a rigid mount. I use these typically on the street, bikes that are ridden more on the street. That's it for the taillight. Now in the headlight, we've installed a Cyclops H4 LED headlight bulb, which replaces the stock halogen bulb with a much brighter and whiter headlight bulb. Those have been real popular for these bikes. So if you do night riding or just want to be more visible on the road, definitely look into one of those Cyclops LED headlight bulbs. Real simple install, pops right into the stock headlight module just like any H4 type halogen bulb would. We also have, sorry about that, 12 O'Clock Labs running light adapters installed. The stock CRF250L has front turn signals that are on as running lights. If you install LED turn signals, you're going to lose the running lights unless you wire in some sort of running light adapter, which is what we've got here. It's made by 12 O'Clock Labs. You wire it in with the front turn signals, and then your front turn signals will stay on as running lights. We've also got a 12 O'Clock Labs fixed rate turn signal flasher installed, which will make the LED turn signals flash slow like they're supposed to instead of hyper flashing. We've also installed a 12 O'Clock Labs speedometer calibrator to make sure the speedometer and odometer are accurate. Typically from the factory they're off a little bit, so and I think we've changed the gearing on this bike too slightly, so whenever you do that, it's going to throw off the speedometer and odometer, so that's where that Speedo DRD from 12 O'Clock Labs comes in handy. A real simple plug and play install on the bike, and then once you install it, you just go through a simple calibration process, and it'll make your speedometer and odometer accurate. So that's all the lighting and electrical changes we've made. As far as handlebars and handguards go, we've replaced the stock handlebars, which are just made out of steel, and they're 7/8 inch in size, so a lot of guys will get rid of those right away. We've done Pro Taper contours, which are 1 1/8 inch oversized bars. We did the CR mid bend on this bike, and we did the Pro Taper adapters that sit in the stock lower bar mount and allow you to bolt up the oversized handlebars. So that's Pro Taper contours with the Pro Taper adapters to mount them up. Pro Taper pillow top grips. our favorite grips for off-road, dual sport, supermoto. Real comfortable grip. G2 aluminum throttle tube. We run these on all the bikes. It's an aluminum throttle tube. It has a removable end cap on it, so it works really well when you're installing handguards, where you have the insert that has to go into the end of the handlebar. You don't have to modify the throttle tube at all. It's already, you just pop that end cap off. It's made out of a durable aluminum material, and these also have Delrin bushings, which kind of sets them apart from any of the other throttle tubes on the market. Gives a really smooth throttle rotation. And we run them on pretty much every bike we have in the shop. So that's the G2 throttle tube. Let's see, handguards. We've got Zeta Pro Armor handguards on this bike in the black aluminum. You can also get them in titanium silver. These will have the black plastic bumpers attached to the sides of the handguard to protect the aluminum. When you order those, you choose a mount kit, and for the CRF250L, you use the Zeta triple clamp mount, which is the front mount type, which bolts, instead of the handguard attached to the handlebars, they're bolted up to the top triple clamp. Just a cleaner way to do the install, plus it's a little bit stronger than the standard handlebar clamps. So that's the Zeta Pro Armor handguards, and then we've optionally added the Zeta XC plastic protectors, which screw to the front of those. You can get those in a bunch of different colors: white, black, red, blue, you name it. So those just screw right to the front of the handguard. One other thing you can do with these handguards, which is really nice, we haven't done it on this bike, but you'll see that little hole there in the plastic protector. That is for the optional integrated LED turn signals. So if you don't want to do the turn signals there and want to get rid of those, you can integrate them into the handguards, which is really, really kind of a slick look. We've done it on quite a few other bikes here at the shop. So again, that's the Zeta Pro Armor handguards. As far as the seat goes, we got rid of that uncomfortable stock seat, and we put on a Seat Concepts comfort seat in the red, it's the red carbon vinyl sides with the black gripper top. And we've done the standard foam height, so it's about the same height as the stock seat, but it's wider. It's about 2 inches wider at its widest point, so a lot more comfortable. You know, it'll taper up as it gets close to the gas tank, so you can still move around on the bike. So that's the Seat Concepts comfort seat. Foot pegs, got rid of those stock foot pegs, which are pretty much junk on these bikes. That's one of the places Honda saves money. They put a real cheap foot peg on it. These are DRC wide foot pegs, a lot more durable, direct bolt on. You have to reuse the stock foot peg springs, otherwise they bolt right on. Wider step to them, so more comfortable to stand on. You get 3 rows of teeth, so they hold you in place a lot better than the stock foot pegs do. So that's the DRC wide foot pegs. Zeta folding shift lever, black with the red tip. And we've also done their folding brake pedal. This one has the DRC logo on it. They used to be DRCs and now they're Zetas. It's from the same company. It's now called the Zeta Trigger folding brake pedal. It's black with the red folding tip on it. Mirrors, got rid of the stock mirrors, which most people do right away. We've done the double take enduro mirrors. You can do one. We've only got one on this bike right now. Normally we run 2. We do sell a package where you get both of them. And those, real nice mirror, threads into the stock perches. They use ram mounts, so they're not only really durable, if you drop the bike and hit the mirrors, they'll kind of just move out of the way instead of braking. And you can also take them off the bike really quickly if you want to, just by removing the ram mount from the ball stud. They also will fold down out of the way. A lot of people will fold them down into the center of the bike when they're riding off-road and they don't need mirrors. So that's a real nice mirror for these bikes. It's called the Double Take Enduro. Cargo rack. Right now we've got, I believe this is a Skaggs rack. We're going to put our SRmoto billet rack on here. We don't sell the Skaggs anymore. They stopped selling to dealers. So we're going to be taking this off the bike here shortly. We're going to put our SRmoto billet rack, which mounts pretty much the same way and will hold any type of, tail bag that you might want to put on the back of the bike. Okay, as far as protection goes, Moose Racing plastic skid plate. Comes in black plastic. These have been real popular for the bike. You don't want an aluminum skid plate. We sell a lot of the Flatland Racing aluminum skid plates, which we did have on this bike at one time, and we decided to swap over to the Moose Racing one. A little bit quieter. It's plastic, so it doesn't vibrate as much and doesn't echo the sound like an aluminum skid plate does. So if you want something a little different, check out the Moose Racing plastic skid plates. We don't have radiator guards on this bike yet, but we do sell Flatland Racing radiator guard, which will protect your stock radiator. Zeta drive cover in red. Zeta heel guard in titanium silver, as well as the chain guide brace. We've got Zeta carbon fiber, or not Zeta, Z-carbon carbon fiber frame guards on both sides. Unfortunately, these are no longer available. These were discontinued, but we do sell the Zeta aluminum frame guards, which will help protect the frame, just like these do. Let's see, front brake protector, Zeta plastic front brake disc protector. You can get these in white or black, and they also cover the caliper as well. Done the Zeta billet kit in red. You get a couple of aluminum pieces in red. You get the engine plugs, brake reservoir covers, front and rear, front brake clevis. We don't have them on this bike right now, but you get just plain Zeta axle blocks in red. What we've got in this bike, because we did have this bike converted to a Supermoto at one time, so we've got the Zeta sliders with the built-in axle blocks, but the billet kit will come with just the red axle blocks. So that's a Zeta billet kit. Zeta oil filter cover. We do not have on this bike. I thought we had it. Anyways, it replaces the stock silver oil filter cover with the red one. Zeta engine, that's part of the billet kit, the oil drain or the oil filler plug. Let's see, what else? DRC radiator hose kit in red. We've got a graphics kit. We have our HRC style graphics kit. You can get those, just the tank shrouds if you want, or you can get the side panel graphics with them as well. I think they look really slick on the bike in the red, white, and blue colors. So if you want to change the look of the bike a little bit, check out the HRC style graphics. Galfer front and rear stainless braided lines, brake lines, really improves the feel of the brake pedal and the front brake lever. The brakes are pretty weak on these bikes from the factory, so doing this stuff will really make the brakes a lot better. We've also got Galfer front and rear brake pads installed, which are a little bit more aggressive brake pad than the stock ones. So the combination of the lines and the brake pads really improves the brakes on these bikes. As far as tires go, Michelin T63 rear tire, which I don't think they make anymore, in a 130/80 by 18. Probably do Dunlop D606s next, which is a real popular tire for these bikes. Pirelli MT21 front and a 90-90-21, and we still got the stock wheels on the bike. What else? A lot of people ask us what lift stands we use. These are DRC lift stands. They work really well with these bikes, pretty much any dual sport or motocross type bike. Real simple operation. You just use that little foot pedal, push down on it, it'll lift the bike up in the air. Real nice way to store the bike, as well as if you need to work on it, do chain maintenance, stuff like that. That's a DRC lift stand. And I think that is pretty much it. Again, I'll put some links in the video description to the Project Bike page on the website, and then also our online store. And if you have any questions or anything about this bike or any of the parts we sell for the CRF250Ls, our email address is on the website, so shoot us an email. We'll get back to you as soon as we can. Again, that's our Honda CRF250L dual sport project bike. Again, it's Brett from SRmoto. Thanks for watching.